This diagram models Hiro's restless mind. Instead of resting in the central node, the present, his thoughts ricochet backward to past mistakes and jump forward to future worries. These loops multiply, tangling into a dense, vibrating knot, paralyzing his peace. Desperate for relief, Hiro decides to physically break the cycle. He embarks on a grueling, multi-day climb of a remote mountain peak, seeking the guidance of a renowned Zen master. Hiro's journey up that mountain is driven by a recognizable impulse. Most of us have felt the desire to climb out of our own heads and escape the suffocating weight of analysis paralysis. When Hiro finally reaches the summit, he finds the master deep in meditation. He respectfully pleads for a solution, asking to learn the secret of an empty mind. The master doesn't offer him a mantra or meditation technique. Instead, he stands up, leads Hiro to a small courtyard, and assigns him a physical task. We can see the scale of the challenge here. The master points to a massive stone basin filled to the absolute brim with water. Hiro's job is to transfer every single drop of that water into the tiny, fragile bowl sitting next to it. He has only a ladle, and he cannot spill a single drop. This creates a strange paradox. Why would a teacher give an impossible, high-pressure physical test to someone who is already suffering from severe mental exhaustion? Hiro attacks the problem with the only tool he knows, his default mindset. He applies intense, anxious analysis and aggressive physical effort to the water. His brain fixates entirely on the vast volume of the source and the restrictive size of the final objective. He is constantly measuring the water in the basin against the tiny capacity of the bowl. He diligently scoops and pours for hours, yet the stone basin remains stubbornly full, as if his very effort is what keeps the water from moving. His movements become erratic. Slashing violently at the water, his frustration escalates into anger, and his restless mind spirals out of control. In this state, trying to force a solution through sheer willpower only serves to magnify the original psychological distress. The master watches Hiro's chaotic struggle with a compassionate gaze. He steps in, gently placing a hand on Hiro's shoulder to stop the frantic movement. The master offers him a highly specific diagnosis. Hiro is failing the physical test because he is trying to empty the basin before attempting to empty his own mind. The root problem is a concept called cognitive attachment. Hiro's fixation on completing the goal and his fear of failing it are creating the mental friction that makes the physical task impossible. This diagram outlines the master's instructions. Hiro must stop bouncing between his past failures and his future objective. He has to let the goal fade out completely and allow his focus to rest entirely on the microscopic sensations of the immediate present. The master is shrinking Hiro's entire universe down to one single, isolated action. He is teaching him that the only way to reach the finish line is to forget that the finish line exists. Hiro takes a deep breath. He consciously releases the frustration in his muscles and lets go of his obsession with the tiny bowl. He shifts his sensory inputs. He listens to the sound of the water against the stone. He feels the weight of the wood in his hand. He watches the exact glide of the ladle. As the mental clutter evaporates, his physical actions follow suit. His forced, erratic slashes transform into perfectly smooth, effortless movements. By surrendering his desperate need to achieve the goal, Hiro's body finally aligns with the physics of the task. The efficiency of his movement now achieves what his willpower never could. In the logic of this Zen encounter, Hiro's shift in perception changes the physical reality of the task. By ceasing to fight the water, he finds that the once infinite basin now flows effortlessly into the small bowl until not a single drop remains. The master explains the final lesson. When a mind is emptied of anxiety and attachment, friction vanishes. This allows an individual to become entirely one with the work they are doing. Hiro realized that the peace he sought wasn't a destination at the end of a journey, but a byproduct of how he engaged with the moment. Success came not from conquering the basin, but from removing the mental friction that made the work feel impossible.